Welcome to Vintage Variety. This is part 2 from my trip to Indiana. Last week I took you guys with me as I went antiquing, and we went into an antique store in Plainfield, Indiana by the name of Gilley's. If you did not see that content, I will put a link to it in the description box below. The second store that we're going to visit today is also in Plainfield, Indiana. This is not quite an antique store. This is more a resale store. They have a few antiques, some vintage items, and some estate items. The name of this store is Out of the Shed. Let's go in and have ourselves a look around. The first thing that I spotted was this lovely display. I don't think that all of these items are vintage, but I really like the design. And here we have some vintage jewelry. This entire case is full of pieces of vintage jewelry. I'm going to try to move this case around so that we can have a look at everything that's in here. I'm pretty sure that the beeping that you guys hear in the background is their doorbell. Every time someone enters into the store, it makes a beep. Can't see everything in here. I thought this was a brooch, but it's actually a hair bow. There are a lot of pieces to choose from, but I don't see anything that's really caught my eye or that I feel like I would like to add to my collection. They also have this basket down here. We're going to look through that. So this has trays that are stacked up in it, and the bottom of this basket also has jewelry. All of the pieces are done up in little baggies. So I'm going to look through the trays very quickly, and then I'm going to take a look to see what all is in the bottom of the basket. This is a rather nice brooch. I like the way it looks. It's not signed, and I have a lot of things like that already. So now I'm going to take a look and see what's in the bottom of the basket. It's kind of hard to tell what some of these things are just looking through the baggie. But I've spotted a necklace already that I really like. And I'm just going to continue looking through this to see if I spot anything else that's really good. Notice they have a small jewelry box. I'm going to pick that up and check it out and see what's inside of it. They have quite a bit of jewelry in this store. They have this jewelry box and all of the drawers in it are full. So I'm certainly going to have a really good look inside of this. I think I may be able to find a few really good pieces of vintage jewelry in here. Some of this is just run-of-the-mill junk, but some of it I think is going to be something that I would actually buy. I like the milk glass pen, but I already have one like that. This is a really pretty brooch. It looks like it may be Avon. Yep, it sure is. So this is an Avon brooch, and I like Avon jewelry, but I don't think I'm going to purchase that one. I did find a couple of pieces out of the jewelry box. Now I'm going to step over here and I'm going to look at all of these other pieces of jewelry that they have on display. All of these are vintage earrings and they're still on their original cards. Most of these are pierced earrings and they have a very 80s and 90s look to them. Quite a few bracelets. This one's done in wood. I have spotted a ring, and I believe this is sterling. I'm probably going to purchase this. This looks like it was once part of a wedding set, and I'm going to have to test it, but those may be diamond chips. Another really good look at these bracelets, just in case I've overlooked something that I might be interested in. Some more earrings. Some of them are on the cards. And then up top, I also see some more vintage necklaces. I'm going to have a really good look through these. I see a couple I like. Now I'm going to take a look in the case. I see a piece by Renoir. and a few other pieces that I think are really quite pretty. I found some very good pieces of jewelry to purchase at the store today. At the end of this content, I'm going to show you all of the pieces that I selected and talk a little bit about them. I'm back home in Georgia. I have all of these items spread out, and I'm going to go through them and show you guys everything I've selected. I'm going to start with this pretty green necklace. This is vintage Hong Kong. After World War II, there was a lot of jewelry that started coming into the United States out of places like Japan and Hong Kong. This type of jewelry became very popular, and it continued to be popular on into the 1950s and even into the 1960s. A lot of women wore jewelry like this. There were simple pieces that were worn during the day and pieces that were a little bit fancier that would be worn in the evenings. Most American women owned at least a few pieces of this kind of jewelry. It was sold in department stores, five and dime stores, and because it was so economical, it was a great way to allow ladies to dress up their outfit without spending a ton of money. That's why this jewelry is so plentiful. It's very easy to run across, whether you're visiting a flea market, a yard sale, or even a thrift store. A lot of people do not collect this type of jewelry, and then there are people like me that like collecting it. I think these pieces get overlooked, but one thing to keep in mind is that as time goes by, a lot of the pieces from the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s, they're going to become really scarce because collectors do buy them up. In fact, many of those pieces are already scarce, so this is a good type of jewelry to look at adding to your collection. I chose to pick this one because not only did I like the colors, I like all of the blues and the greens combined together, I also liked the floral beads. This necklace is done in a lightweight, probably inexpensive plastic, but it's also very well done. If you look at the clasp on this, all of these beads have been sewn onto the clasp. This is a box clasp, and it has little tiny holes in it, kind of like they did with the Haskell jewelry. Here on the back, you can see where it is marked Hong Kong. This necklace is similar to the one I just showed you guys. The difference is this necklace is vintage Japan. Rather than a single strand, this necklace has 5 strands. Like the necklace that I showed you from Hong Kong, the beads on this necklace are done in a lightweight plastic. There's a combination of different types of beads with different textures, and there's also some faux pearls. Not all of the necklaces that came out of Hong Kong and Japan had the light or cheaper plastic beads. I have ran across a few necklaces like this that have had the heavier quality glass beads. I chose this necklace because I wanted to add more yellow tones to my personal collection. This one is adjustable. It has a shepherd's hook closure. Here's the Japan marking. I suppose it was my day to pick up necklaces like this because this is another one that I decided to purchase from that shop. I liked the beads on this. I liked the fact that these beads, even though they're plastic, they're a little bit weightier. I also liked the color combinations of the pinks and the purples. This is a very long necklace, so I've doubled it up on the form. This necklace has a spring ring closure, but this necklace is not signed. I've laid it out flat so you guys can get a better look of how this necklace is put together. The beads are put together with links, like a linked chain, and I just thought this was a really pretty piece, and that's part of the reason I decided to pick it up. This is another necklace that I chose, and I really liked the colors in this. This is kind of a creamy white or off-white. It also has these beautiful lucite beads, and these are faux tortoiseshell. I chose this one because I have quite a few pieces of jewelry that this will go with. I love the look of the faux tortoiseshell. I think that it's classic. You can mix it with so many different things. To me, this has a very 1970s vibe to it. It is unsigned. This necklace also has a spring ring closure. This one, along with the Hong Kong necklace, they were both located in the baggies that were in the bottom of the basket. This one is done in a pressed plastic that's been made to look a little bit like stone. This really reminded me of something that I would have worn in the 80s or the 90s. I liked that it had a lot of different colors in it because this will go well with other pieces of jewelry that I already own. This necklace is a lot shorter than the other ones that I've shown you so far. It's unsigned and it also has a spring ring closure. I chose this necklace, first of all, because I love the color red. These are glass stones and I thought it was a very well-made piece of jewelry. This is a much later necklace. If I had to guess, I would say it was from either the 1990s or the early 2000s. I really liked the design of it. It has that look of necklaces you would have seen worn in the 1950s. Now lately, I've really been into that type of jewelry for some reason. All of these are prong set. They are not glued in. And that's one thing I like to look for when I'm looking for jewelry. This necklace is also unsigned. It has a lobster claw clasp on it and it is adjustable. I thought this was really cute. I don't have one in my collection already that looks like this. I thought this would look really cute pinned to a blouse, so I went ahead and picked it up. Probably not of the best quality. It does have a little bit of chipping on the back of it. I don't really go by how old it is, if it's signed or not, or if it's from a specific era. When I'm out looking for pieces that I'm going to put in my collection and that I'm actually going to wear, I mainly go off of what I like. As you saw in the video, there were a lot of earrings in that store, but none of them really called to me except this pair of molded plastic baby blue earrings. I do have pierced ears, but I like to occasionally wear clip-on earrings. To me, they're very easy to put on and take off whenever I need to. I know a lot of people say that clip-on earrings are uncomfortable, but you can add pads to them to make them a lot more wearable. This pair of earrings doesn't have the padding, but because the clips aren't really tight, I don't feel like they would bother me to wear them on my ears. In fact, I tried them on and they feel very comfortable. I also picked up this little jewelry case or presentation box, and inside of it, it also had a necklace. The top cover of this is loose, so a little bit of glue will fix that right up. This says Giovanni by Lanecraft. This is not what originally came in this box, but this is a gorgeous little necklace. The reason I know that it's not original to the box is because this necklace is signed, but it's not signed Giovanni. I really liked this because it reminded me of a snowflake. I thought this was really pretty. All of the stones in this are prong set and they are all glass. Very, very well made piece of jewelry. Give you a look at the back of it. It has a spring ring clasp on it, and I'm zooming in so you can see that this necklace is signed Germany. Here's a better view of this necklace on the forum, and you can see it is absolutely stunning. You guys remember me showing this ring earlier on when we were browsing through the store. This is a sterling ring. There's the 925 marking on the inside. I believe that this was most likely part of perhaps a wedding set. The stones in this, I did test them. They are not diamonds, they are QZs, but I still think it's a gorgeous little ring, and I'm glad that I picked it up. I also picked up this beautiful gold tone half moon brooch with rhinestones set into it. This one's marked JJ. This brooch was made by the Jonette Jewelry Company. They usually mark their pieces JJ. This company was in business from the 1940s on up until 2006. This is a brand of jewelry that is plentiful still today, and I feel like it's a brand that often gets overlooked by collectors, but as you can see by this little brooch, they really did make some beautiful pieces of jewelry. This beautiful vintage bracelet was in the big jewelry box that had all the different pieces of jewelry in it. The stones in this They have been glued in. They are not prong set, but all of these stones are glass, and I think that this was probably one of my best finds. This bracelet has a very old sport ring clasp on it. Unlike a spring ring clasp, this is a much older clasp, and it does not have a nub on it. This bracelet is done in brass, and you can see all of the beautiful details that have been stamped onto the brass of this bracelet. This bracelet is in pretty good condition. It is missing the ring on the end of it that the clasp would hook to, but to me that wasn't a really big deal. That's a very simple repair. To repair this, all I'm going to have to do is to attach a jump ring to the other end of it for the clasp to hook to, and it will be as good as new. The last item that I ran across in that store is this one. This is a beautiful old rhinestone hat pin. I suppose you could wear this on a hat or a dress or whatever you wanted to wear it on. It's in excellent condition for its age. Felt like it was worth what they were asking for it, so I went ahead and picked this piece up also. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for more content about collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.